See. All right. Hi, everyone. Angelique, Yvonne, Daniel, I'm so happy you guys are here. Tonight is our regular bi-monthly Theory Thursday, which is sponsored by Design Theory. I'm Nicole Perpelant, the co-founder of Design Theory. We do digital marketing, coaching, web design, and we love helping our solopreneurs get to the next level. The month of December, we've been doing this lecture series. Last week, we had Ev Joachim. She was on and she was talking to us about social media management, brand activations, ways that you could really market your brand in a unique way, even in-person events. And tonight, I am so happy to introduce to you guys Kalia Sanders Wright, and she is the powerhouse behind the social media business growth company called KSW Social Media Management. She is the visionary. I want you guys to go follow her on social media. Kalia, I love what you've been posting recently, but she helps organizations. She helps you with your social media strategy, with content. She helps you with audience engagement and with community engagement. And tonight she's going to be talking to us specifically about the DMs. Hi, Kalia.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
We are so happy to learn from an expert. This is what we love to do. We love to get like the real questions answered. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to start off. A lot of us are solopreneurs and we're working with a team, or sometimes it's just ourselves. So, what is like
Mhm.
the first thing that you want people to know about direct messaging as it relates to social media?
So I feel like a lot of times people feel that when they are direct messaging people, or that they don't direct message people because they're nervous that it's like intruding or inappropriate, or it'll be considered spam. But that's, I mean, that's the best way to shoot your shot. Honestly, there's so much noise on social media that if you aren't personalizing messages and sending them to potential clients or potential collaborators, then you are being missed.
Got it. So when you say shoot your shot, does this type of
Mhm.
strategy work for only certain types of businesses, or is it like any type of business can benefit from focusing on direct messaging people?
Any type of business can focus on direct messaging. So, an example of a great direct messaging campaign. It could have been done a little bit better, but considering what we had going on. So anybody who knows within the last 90 days or so who are following Kamala HQ on Instagram, right? Anytime you commented something, they sent you a message like, hey, send us $20. Hey, send us $40, right? Now, that was kind of guerrilla, right? Because it was like, all right, every time, but it's so easy to like a post and then just keep going, or to comment on a post and keep going and forget that it's there. But if you have someone like KSW Social Media to send direct messages on your behalf, or use a service like ManyChat, then you're right in their DM so that they can't forget that you exist. Again, there, if you are a social media management agency, there are thousands of them on Instagram, but how many of them are in your DM like, I like your hair, and this is something that I think, like, you don't do it in a spammy way. You only should be messaging people who are either interested in what you have going on, or who really looks like your ideal client. So, for example, let's say I come across Daniel's Instagram, and I'm just saying that because he's the top on my screen. Let's say I came up on Daniel's Instagram and I see something that, we can help with. I'll say, I'll follow the page, I'll like a couple posts, and then I'll send a direct message and I'll say, hey, you look like someone who could be, who needs assistance from social media management. I see that your last post was in September of 2024, and I think that you could get more reach if you did this. And then a short little sentence about who we are, and then an invitation to join our email list for more tips. Something as simple as that. So if you're sending 20 of those a day because you're scrolling in Instagram or some social media anyway, you might get about 8 people that respond, even if they're not going to convert right away. they're going to remember that you reached out to them. So maybe in 4 months when they need social media, they're like, oh, that one company sent me a message. Let me look in my DMs. But if it's like, oh, I like that one picture from that agency, I can't remember who it was. So you're missing opportunities if you're not really connecting with people on social media.
That makes sense because I often see things that I like, that I engage with, maybe a comment or a like, or even shared it to my story sometimes. But then later on, a month later, I'll forget that entire account exists, or I vaguely remember it, but I can't get back to the account. So let me go back
Absolutely.
to what you said for the strategy, right? You find someone that you want to engage with. You said you go and you follow them, you like a couple of their posts and then you
Yep.
send them a DM.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Now,
like and comment on a couple. Sorry, I missed that part. Like and comment because
like and comment.
there are so many bots that are just sending people random messages. So if I go on your page and then I like 3 of your photos and then I comment on 2 of them and then you see the message pop up, you're not like, who is this? You're like, what's this? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like a kind of interaction. And then I
Yeah.
also believe that too many businesses post and then go away. And I'm a firm believer of you cannot invite somebody to your party if you never go to theirs. So if I'm not liking posts, I'm not commenting on stuff, why would I expect anybody to do that to me? Just because
I
I have
love
this great product.
I love that you use the analogy of a party because anytime I teach social media, that's exactly what I say. Gotta get dressed for the party. What are you gonna bring to the party? Are you gonna talk to people at the party? I love that. Okay. My next question. The follow, like, and comment on a couple of their posts. This works for any social media platform like LinkedIn, Facebook, IG, TikTok. Are
So
there
it
different
won't really work
strategies?
on Facebook. It doesn't really work on Facebook because if you think about Facebook, I'm not going to get to my whole spiel about how I separate the platforms, but I have a analogy for that too. But if you think about Facebook, business pages can't really engage with personal pages, and people are on Facebook are kind of more private than they are on the other platforms. So it doesn't really work on Facebook. But I guess I am going to give you an analogy.
Yes, I
I
want to
don't
hear
think
it.
Okay, so let me tell you how I think of the social media platforms. Facebook, no one's looking for you until they're looking for you, right? So if they already came across you and then they're like, well, let me Google them, and then you don't come up as a Facebook page, then they're kind of like, well, why don't they have a Facebook page? Because Facebook is the OG social media, right? And then it's almost like white pages. Like I'm not looking for you until I'm looking for you. And then when you're not there, now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I trust this. And they start questioning it. So then Instagram is kind of like where a lot of the back and forth conversation can go. So that's where you really can build connections because you can like their posts, you can share their posts, and you can just have more free conversation. It also works on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn strategy is a little bit different because LinkedIn is for people who are like, I'm the smartest in the room and this is what I think. And sometimes they don't necessarily want to hear what you think because it's almost like a critique. So you have to kind of tailor that DM strategy to be like, hey, I liked this post or I like this article that you wrote. I would love to hear more. Let's talk about it. So it's not the same way that you would reach out on Instagram, but yes, it works. And then Twitter, I just feel like no one should be there if you're a business owner because should not have opinions. But that's my opinion, right?
Yeah. Have you played around with Blue Sky yet, which is supposed to be the answer, the safe space for Twitter?
So I played around with Blue Sky, not personally, just for a client who is letting me play with it right now.
Yeah.
And again, it still feels like, depending on the business, like if I'm selling Kalia, I should probably be on Blue Space. But if I'm selling KSW social media, I don't think KSW should be on. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
still feel that way about that type of platform.
Okay. Okay, I love it. Facebook, people are not looking for you until they're looking for you and they expect to see you there. And it might be like, why aren't you there? IG, more community, more kind of deeper connections. LinkedIn, your audience, the person you're targeting, might think of themselves as the expert already. And so, what are you trying to tell me about? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Let's go back.
Okay.
Okay, so we got down to follow, like, and comment on a couple of posts. Now, when you were talking about what you say in the DMs, are you giving them the answer, like that piece of value? I think your example was something along the lines of, I saw that you're doing this, maybe this would help. Are you telling them what would help,
Absolutely.
or are you high leveling it?
No, no, no. I think that for my audience, right? And I'm just talking about not for what I do for clients, but for us, when we do our DM marketing, our client is the type of person that's going to take that advice and then say, you know what, can you do it for me? And then if they're not, it's fine that I'm giving you tips because I also feel like all of the accounts that I'm interacting with anyway, I want you to win. So I'm not going to see a typo on your post and then just keep going like, oh, that sucks for them. I'm going to be like, hey, you should probably want to take that down or maybe edit your caption or something like that. Because again, it's still about building connections. It's not necessarily the what can I get from it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So then we've got we're actually looking at their post, we're looking at their account so that when we're commenting, it's something unique and personalized, right?
Yes.
So we're not just
So
sending
then
out like the same DM to everyone.
no, so the second part of our DM is the same.
Okay.
So
That's
we
that
have
call to
um,
action.
yes, we have that first part where we're like, let's make this connection. And then we have a saved message that says, so if that type of the sales part of it. But the first message is whatever I see, whatever I'm thinking. And then I don't DM everyone. Sometimes, you nurture the relationship a little bit more where you're just leaving meaningful comments and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe I do want to work with them. I just don't think it's a great strategy on social media to just collect people. Like you
I
should
agree.
only like people will tell you like, sure, we have 10,000 followers on social media. 10,000, I don't remember the number honestly, but we could have so many more, but I remove followers every week because I'm
Ah,
like,
okay.
you're not my ideal client. Where did you come from? You know what I mean? And because social media platforms like Instagram only show like less than 1% of your followers your content, I don't want to talk to people who's never gonna, ever buy from me or buy from one of my clients. So I'm not a firm believer of like collect all the people because that means
Yeah.
nothing. You need support.
Got it. So in our group, we do have some people who own, e-commerce, clothing lines, something with maybe a smaller purchase price. So maybe one of my items is not a couple of hundred, a couple of $1,000s. Maybe it's just 20, 30, $50. What would be, is that a different strategy for them? Because maybe they're not personalizing every DM they're sending out. Are they doing more automation or what should they be doing?
For e-commerce brands, the best option for you is something like ManyChat, where it's like, so let's say you have this teacup and someone's like, oh, that's such a pretty teacup. And then ManyChat was like, I saw you looking, here's the link. You know what I mean? Because maybe you don't want to buy it now, but your wife's birthday is around the corner. She likes purple, and you come back to it. So automation is better than, and we set those things up too, but automation is better for like small purchase e-commerce brands. But if you're selling something over $500, you should really be building those connections and not just like, here you go.
I love it. I love it. This is really good. I see we have a lot of people who are on with us, and actually, I'm gonna log on to the Facebook page. If you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll make sure we get them asked and answered. Okay. All right. So now tell me, what's the number one mistake you see people making when they're trying to use a direct messaging strategy on their social media?
Not following up, sending a message and then not taking it and then taking it personal that someone maybe didn't see it. There are so many business owners, and I'm only speaking from our perspective because our clients are business owners. There are so many business owners who automate their social media and never see their direct messages, right? They don't know that there's like an extra folder. They don't have time to read these messages, which is such a mistake because this is what social media is for. But, I digress. But I think the biggest mistake is, you send this message and then you just never interact with this account again because you took it personally that they didn't read your message. I've seen so many times where people are 3 months later, like, oh my God, I just saw your message. I do have a question, or, something like that. And then also in the service based business, it's December. I'm doing this relationship for like maybe a conversion in April. So it doesn't have to be instant. So I think the
Yeah.
hardest thing is, the biggest mistake is you send this message, now you take it personal. You never like another photo, you never comment on another photo, and then you miss the opportunity to make that true connection.
Yeah. So not following up. How often should people be following up? Like after you send a DM and you give that call to action, an opportunity for them to get your freebie or your downloadable or join your email list, when is appropriate to follow up?
So I do it, we do it, I think about 2 weeks, right? So for us, it's like what we send is we send a link to our quiz. And then so 2 weeks later, I'll say, so what did you think? What were your results? What did you get? Like, what type of help did you need? And then sometimes people read it and then they'll come back an hour later and they'll be like, my results were, but you know that they forgot to do it the first time. So now they're doing it because you're asking.
Yes.
And then
I
the easy way
listen, quizzes
to
are the hack. They really are the hack. Quizzes are amazing. They are an amazing lead generation tool. I love a good quiz.
absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing about it is a good thing to do in your DM, specifically on Instagram, is move them to a folder. So this week you're working through this group, and then once you then move them to another folder. But the more you interact with those people, it'll also start to show up in your timeline so you don't necessarily forget.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so tell us about KSW, social media management, what you do and what you offer, and how people can work with you.
Okay, so KSW Social Media Management is a boutique social media management agency. We help small business owners and medium enterprises increase their online visibility through engagement. So, yes, we create content, we curate content, we write captions. We tell people that we work with you and not for you on your social media. So, we do the strategy,
Mm.
all of the things. But what we really do is we help you build those connections. So, anybody can post and schedule it and but we're really like, we're going to all these parties for you because we know you don't have time. And that's our biggest sale or strength,
So-
rather. I'm sorry. That's our
Yeah, so
biggest strength.
you'll do the follow-up, like you'll do the
Yeah,
messaging.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, we
awesome.
do all of
Okay.
that. We'll also even say, hey, so this is what we were thinking of your outreach message being. Does this sound like you? And then most people are like, yep, that's great. We aren't just like spamming people, but we'll come up because strategically your messaging, should sound just like everything else. So we come up with that for you. Once you approve it, then we just take off running. We also do influencer marketing. So we do the outreach for influencers for like product based businesses. Um, and I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but our tactics work. We work with brands like Afro Unicorn, which is when we started working with them, which is they have a great product, right? But really building that community was the thing that got them into like Walmart and Target and JC Penney, because
Yeah.
when one of our posts went viral, our community showed up. They were under Viola Davis' post, like, that's Afro Unicorn, that's Afro Unicorn. And that was because we made connections with them.
I love
And then
it.
we also work with a brand called Tinky Poo, who is now going into Walmart. And that's like a black owned diaper company. We worked with a coach network that we just did her retreat. We were able to fill all the seats because we were connecting with her audience. The good thing is like we're flexible because we understand it's social media. So we tweak things like, if Giovanni dies, we don't send out direct messages trying to sell stuff because we don't know how people feel in that moment. And I think that's what you get with us opposed to like automation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like automation, it's just a computer. So sure you can turn it on and off, but sometimes you forget to turn it off. And that's what you have with us when you have a real person by your side or
I
a real
love
group of
that.
people.
Yes. No, I love that. Can you talk to us a little bit about your influencer marketing? Because I heard you mention that, and that's something we
Cool.
don't hear a lot of people talk about.
Yeah, so we work with clients who have, like I said, the diaper company. We have hair care companies who want UGC content, but they don't have time to find the people and write the contracts and follow up and get the content and all the things. So
And
we do that
and
for
just for
them.
our listeners, what is UGC content?
I'm sorry, user generated
That's okay.
content.
Yes.
So
So those
a lot,
are posts that people make themselves, maybe displaying the product or giving a
yeah,
testimonial or something. Okay.
absolutely. So UGC, user generated content, is big now because it used to be I have this product and I want to give it to a celebrity. Then we started seeing that people, like, I don't care what these celebrities are doing. We know you were paid to do it anyway. So
Mhm.
now we help our clients find a mixture of like micro and celebrity influencers if they really want one, where we are DMing them, hey, we have this thing. We think it'll be really great for you. This is how you use it. Would you be interested in creating content around it? And then, we take it offline and we do the contracts if there are any, or we do product in exchange for videos. We facilitate all of that so that the client can focus on doing all the great things they already do.
I love it. I love it. I'm checking to see if any of you all have any questions. Put your questions in the chat. If not, I'm just going to keep asking my questions because you guys know digital marketing is my jam and all of this is super fascinating. Is there a strategy that you're seeing that is really working? Like, is there something that's trending? Is there some feature that's really working when it comes to being able to show up on social media or maybe make those connections?
Yes. Okay. So I'm trying to get all my clients to turn on their broadcast channels on Instagram. I'm obsessed with broadcast channels right now. Like, I know eventually it'll become too noisy, but right now it's not. Right? So it's not. So it's like, again, Instagram is only showing 1% of your followers your content. So if you have a broadcast channel that people could subscribe to for free, and then you're like, I made this post, and then I share it to my broadcast channel because those are the people who said they want to see my content. There you go. It's almost like having an email list. You have that warm audience, and then you just got to. I'm sorry, I got excited, but
No, I have
uh-huh,
a broadcast channel and I love it. Yes, absolutely. I use it for real estate. Like it's a specific type
yeah,
of real estate. If you just want to look at new construction homes, come to this broadcast channel. I'm just going to drop all of them in here. And it is highly
right.
effective and can creates that. I love it. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So broadcast channels, everyone on Instagram. We do have a question in here. This is from Yvonne. She's asking, do you offer a similar service for content creators? Like reaching out to brands on their behalf? Like, would you do like
I do.
influencer marketing, all of that for, yeah,
I do not. We do not offer anything like that. I know there are agencies that do that where they get like a percentage of because they got you the connection, but we don't do that.
got it. And Yvonne, I'm going to send you a link to Queen Creations because they are one of our clients and they are like a influencer agency. And I think that's what your question is. So if you are a content creator and you want to connect with agencies, how do we make those connections? So Quinn Creations would be the best. What would be one that I know that does a really good job here in Central Florida? You're welcome. Okay, Kalia, you have a offer for our people today, and I'm so thankful for this. I'm going to make sure I add this in the chat. It will be in the Hero Academy in Skool, and I will put this in the comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, it'll be in the comments underneath the live. But this is Post with Purpose, your 2025 social media calendar. So she is offering the social media calendar to grow your visibility, engagement, and your leads stress-free. It has 93 calls to actions in it. It has 150 viral hooks. I am getting mine today, like right now. I am checking out to purchase this for myself. We sometimes can get tunnel vision and we forget what sounds right. Right. So like Kalia and I could talk all day about UGC, and someone outside of digital marketing is like, what does that even mean? Sometimes we just forget what things sound like. And so when you get the opportunity to have things that like call to actions that are written by experts, viral hooks that are written by experts, 365, one for every single day of the year, engagement ready content ideas and awareness days to help you stay ahead of the game. I'm very
Yeah.
excited. I just
Listen, we put
put this
this
in the
together.
chat. Tell us about it.
Um, it took us so long to put this together. Also because so usually we release a quarterly calendar with just post ideas, but then we started listening to people who were like, okay, but then I post this and then what? So not only are people like, they don't know what to post, they don't know what to say. And I can't help you write your caption. I can't help you write your hook. But what we can do is we put this thing together, and based off of like research, like posts that we've seen just skyrocket. We like, oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one. And we just usually we keep them and save them for our clients. But you know what? I was like, I'm just going to put it all in one calendar. Like, and
Ab-
I'm going to, instead of selling it for a quarterly calendar, I'm selling the whole year calendar for $40 until 2025. So this is my extended Black Friday offer. And then we're going to break it up back
I
into
love it.
quarters, because sometimes when you feed people too much content, then they don't do anything at all.
Absolutely. So we have more questions in the chat that we're going to answer, but real quick, I'm not joking when I said I'm like checking out right now. You're adding a free gift to these.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm really on the checkout page, girl. Tell, tell me what these are, because I see different names.
Okay, so
Flora,
those are
Minerva,
editable.
Tavardi.
Yes. You can't see, I don't know if you can see, but I am a Harry Potter nerd. So all of our editable templates on my website are named after Harry Potter characters. But so when you check out until 2025, you get a free set of editable Canva templates. So you pick your style and you can add, all you have to do is add your fonts, your colors, and you literally everything is done for you. The hook, the template, the idea, everything.
Okay. Okay. All right. See, now I got to take my time. Well, let me just pick one so I can check out. Okay, let's get back to the questions that we have. Oh, Yvonne's also asking, have you heard of Lemonade or Bigo, BIGO apps?
Big O, but I have heard of Lemonade.
Mhm.
And I think Lemonade could be big, but I would not put any of my efforts into Lemonade until about February, just because it is attached to TikTok. And if the US gets rid of TikTok and you spend all your efforts, and then it goes away, I would just go ahead and if you have the content for Lemonade, you have the content for Pinterest. Start with Pinterest.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good to know. And while we're briefly talking about it, what are your thoughts about what's going on with TikTok?
I think the US has some audacity to say, hey, sell this thing to me. But other than that, I think it's going to be such a huge hit to our economy. There's so many people who make a living off of TikTok, and trying to convert from TikTok to Instagram doesn't always work because
Mm.
it's not the same group of people. So like I'm on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, but my daughter's on TikTok and she's the one who's like, well, I'm going to college next year. Let me look up what this dorm looks like. They use it as a search engine. So it's not just social media. I'm a little just worried for the creators who have made that their life. And I hope that they find some kind of resolution.
Yeah, absolutely. I did find it interesting. I did a little bit of digging. My background is cybersecurity. So the security concerns for TikTok have always been something high on my list. And,
Yeah.
the US is not the only country that has been looking to ban TikTok. Actually, TikTok has been banned in many countries. I just, I think that we maybe put the cart before the horse in terms of letting it come in, grow the audience, and now we're trying to pull it back. When some countries were like,
Yeah.
oh no, we looked at these privacy rules and we already said no, no, thank you. So we'll see what
That's
happens. I've been kind of warning people, but I felt like, the boy who cried wolf, because I was saying this, 15 months ago, like TikTok's gonna have some problems in the future. And so here we are.
yeah.
So I do hope that everyone who is making money on TikTok is doing things like looking at YouTube Shorts. They're really pushing YouTube Shorts. That's a great opportunity. Hopefully, a lot of people are kind of finding other ways now before we
Yeah.
get to then.
Before it happens, I think a lot of
Mhm.
people are in denial, and then that's going to just be a problem. We stopped offering TikTok when the first notification came out that it may be banned. I just didn't want people to pay us to build a platform that they won't have in a year. Like it just felt wrong to me. So we stopped offering it. I'm not in cybersecurity, so I never, which is crazy me saying this, but I never thought about like the privacy stuff. But you're right. That can be an issue. And then I did see that hopefully they see that Instagram just rolled out the trials for reels so that you can put your reel out, kind of figure out where your audience is because people are coming to this platform and not knowing where people are.
Yes.
Hopefully that helps them. I just hope that that helps because people are making a lot of money on TikTok.
They really are. They really are. We
Yeah.
we have to hopefully find a safe way for people to migrate to a better and different platform.
Yeah.
Okay, another question from the chat. Do you offer
Okay.
consultations for people who are not sure what they need? Like they know they need something, but they're not really sure what they need.
Yeah, we offer consultations for people who don't know what they want. We try to help you figure out how social you want to be on social media. But then we also offer social media audits and consultations. So, where it's like, we'll go through your social media channels, we'll look at what you could do better, what you're doing great, because sometimes you're doing what you need to do, but you just need that extra little thing. And then we'll also help you come up with a social media strategy based off of that.
I love it. And they can book those consultations by going to your website.
Absolutely. You can go to our website, kswsocialmedia.com, and you can book a consultation. You can book the audit there as well. Or if you want to send me a DM, because that's my place where I live, on Instagram, I'll send you the direct link and then we can talk about what you really need.
Awesome. And then, like I said, for everyone who's in the chat here, I did share the link for the offer, the special offer that's running. That's our extended Black Friday sale, which I'm checking out right now. I just chose which one of the packages I want to get, and now I'm done. And then I will also be placing this information in our Hero Academy on Skool. So you just go to skool.com/Hero Academy. That's where all of our stuff, our training, our content, all of that stuff lives. I'm also placing this under the comments here on Facebook Live. And Deanna is on watching on Facebook and she's like, this is awesome. Kalia, this
Oh, thank
has
you.
been phenomenal. And also, Kalia is in our Hero Academy group as well. So if you guys have questions, you can reach her on Instagram. Please book a consultation with her. You can get that audit of your social media so you can see what you should be working on. Find out, what she can do to help you. I just want to remind all of my solopreneurs out here there is information and talent, and there are experts here around us that can help you grow your business. We just have to do exactly what those of you who are watching are doing. Pay attention,
Mhm.
absorb the information, and then the next step is actually take action.
I was
Kalia,
just
is there
about to say that.
anything else you want to say? Yes, tell us.
think I was just about to say that you aren't going to be able to free 99 your way to a successful business. Take all the classes, but pay these coaches, pay these experts because it's not even about jumping the line. It's about I we have experience doing these things. Why would you learn the hard way? You know what I mean? So it wasn't until I had a business coach who told me that I needed a team that I was able to make my first six figures. So when you're doing it all yourself, sometimes I feel like I can only speak about myself because like as a black woman, sometimes I feel like let me go get another degree. Let me go learn this. Let me go get a certificate. And then that stops me from really what I need to do. Opposed to, all right, I've got a little extra money in this business that I'm building. Let me hire somebody who's smarter than me. Let me hire somebody who already has the degree. So if those are the things that are slowing you down in your business, please, please do not take that mindset into 2025. I know that wasn't social media, but I had to say
No,
that.
you just spoke a whole word. One, you're not going to free 99 yourself to success. That's the truth. It changes the way that you show up when you invest in something. It changes
Yeah.
the way that if I pay for something, the way that I'm going to pay attention, the way I'm going to apply, the way I'm going to take action. It's such a big difference. And then the second
Yeah.
thing that you said is sometimes we put some unnecessary hurdles in front of ourselves to try and get something done. Decide what needs to be done and then take the quickest action to it. And sometimes that
Yeah.
means hiring an expert like Kalia to get your social media on track. Woo, I love it. I love it. I could talk to you all night for real. We will
I know.
definitely have you back. This is so awesome.
Whenever we can do a Q&A session or something, whenever you want.
Absolutely. Did you guys like this? If you did, I mean, the chat is like blowing up. People are DMing me like, please, can you send me the link? And someone already sent you a DM, so check your DMs.
Okay, I
But
will.
the chat is blowing up, and I hope you guys found this to be very valuable. Again, reach out and take action. We have resources for you. We want all of us to win. That is our goal. I'm so happy you guys spent time with me tonight. Thank you so much, Kalia, for sharing your expertise with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you for
it.
having me. You're welcome.
It was wonderful. Good night, everyone. Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye-bye.